Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Brandon Blackwell, and today is Monday, June 27th. And yes, I missed you last week. Did you miss me last week? Well, I did, actually. I felt really off track, and I got off track. Quick little, just let you know what happened. Why did I miss last week? Well, I reactivated an old knee injury, and I was laid up in bed for 4 days as I got to a point where I could strengthen it and actually walk on it. So I'm still hobbling around. It's an old Marine Corps injury. Not a big deal, but I am. The last time it happened was about 3 years, and I'm seeing some similarities. And so anyway, once again, just a little derailment. It happens. But what are we doing? We get back up, right? Isn't that a song? I get knocked down, I get back up again. Never gonna keep me down? Well, that's what's happening. So I was down, now I'm back up again, so let's get caught up, okay? I hope you guys are doing good. Quick reminder, what are we doing here? My name is Brandon Blackwell. I own Champion Data Supply, and I am in the process of growing this business. The next goal that we have in mind is a financial goal. I have some debts that need to be paid off. So that is the next thing. That's the goal we are after. I actually have a couple, some money that I owe to the IRS, just to keep it general. So my goal is to get flush with the IRS, and it is, I'm going to do that this year. That's the goal, to have that done by the very last day of this year. So that's the goal that I'm focusing on. That's the smaller goal that will lead to the next goals and eventually the growth of this company. Well, the company is growing right now. What we're still determining is, do we want to bring on employees, or do we want to just have a great office where we are continuing to bring in new clients? So that's kind of what we're trying to figure out for the future. But for right now, this next goal is to get flush with the IRS by the end of this year. Okay, so that's the focus. That's the one-pointedness of purpose, and that's what we're doing. As you can see, I'm still here in my office. What you guys are doing for me is helping me stay accountable. And hopefully at home, you're doing the same thing. Hopefully you are plugging in with me on Monday mornings to see what I'm doing. And at the same time, you're doing it too, right? That way we can start living this intentional life. I was talking to a friend this weekend about it, and it's like, there's two ways to live. You can either make plans and go after those plans, or you can just live by luck. And hey, don't get me wrong, I like to be a little lucky sometimes, but as far as a sustainable strategy, it's a terrible one. It really is. So so goal setting, goal achieving is what we're doing, and hopefully you're jumping on this train also. Because quite frankly, this isn't really taught in the outside world. This kind of blows my mind. Being a salesman my entire life, I've always been doing personal development. I mean, I walked on fire with Tony Robbins back when I was 22 years old, 23. So really young. And so personal development and growing and achieving and making plans it's just always been a part of my life. And I have to admit, I am more intentional about it now than ever before. But I can see that even those decisions and the goals that I've written down, even though a lot of them, I wrote them down and then they just went in a drawer and then that was it. But I still wrote them down. So I still gotta believe that even that level, of intentionality has been helpful. All right, so I'm pretty convinced that right now that planning your life is better than not planning it, all right? And that may seem ridiculous, but it doesn't seem like that's what a lot of people in the world do. They just kind of go along and do their thing without taking the time to decide what it is that they want, where it is that they want to go, and making plans to get there. So that's what this is all about. You're helping me stay accountable. Plus, I'm hoping I can help you stay accountable and encourage you to get out there and make the life that you want. Whatever that looks like, it's your life, right? And also the other reason for doing these videos is because one thing I've learned in my life, and that is goal achievement is not a straight line. It's like this. and I just think it's that way for everyone. I haven't met anyone where their path has just been laser focused straight. And so anyway, that's what I want to share with you. I want to share with you my ups, my downs. And like I said, I got derailed last week because of an injury. And so I was stuck in bed and on the couch, for 4 days. But what did I do? Of course, I got out pen and paper, and I did a lot of writing, did a lot of mental work. I just couldn't move around very well. So anyway, we're back on track. Let's take a look at the 613 sheet, shall we? And I just kind of fell off on Friday. Actually, I remember what happened on Friday. That Friday, we did a lot of administration work. So anyway, I don't feel super great about this, but the point is I'm still tracking it. We got our relationship book study done, which was great and is really helping. And when it came to my health, I wanted to be below 211. This morning, I was at 210.5. So we're just keeping this as a benchmark here, but let's really move forward now. Okay, let's move forward with our weekly results. Today is the 27th, so this is what we're planning for the upcoming week. We're continuing on with the schedule, the MHR schedule, money, health, relationships. Why do we do it like this? Well, the philosophy is without much money, it's tough to take care of your health. And without much money and without good health, it's tough to spend quality time with people you love, right? So that's the format that we're using, we're sticking with. And so let's move on. So what are we doing this week? So my one thing this week, we've made some adjustments. My one thing is just a 2-hour prospecting blast first thing in the morning from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific time, just on the phone, reaching out, introducing myself to as many brand new people as possible, trying to bring them on board, share the products that we have with them, and be a benefit to them in their business. All right, so my one thing for this week is going to be 2 hours of focused prospecting, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday. I'm going to track my calls too, just to see how many I get in, because what I've been doing before is I've been doing the number of calls. Like when I was really, really struggling, I just committed 5 calls first thing right out of the gate, bam, 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 and that got me some momentum. Then I boosted it to 10, but now we have the office, and I have to say the structure of the office makes a lot of that stuff unnecessary because I'm here, I show up and I'm here, and it really helps me to stay a lot more focused. It's definitely time for me to move out of the house and into the office to take things to the next level. All right. Our results are still the same. I want 100% of my business revenue, which I'm keeping that dollar amount personal right now, and I will share the percentages with you. And I want 2 new accounts. And we've really been filling the pipeline. We should be getting some new accounts here soon, I would hope. Now, when it comes to health, we're going to switch health a little bit this week. We're going to switch from physical health to mental health. The conversations of mental health have been coming up quite a bit lately in different scenarios. So my goal for this week for health, every day, Monday through Friday, is meditation plus visualization. I am sporadic when it comes to my meditations. Typically, if I'm feeling confused or overwhelmed or depressed, or just lots of stuff going on in my brain, then I'll get on the meditation, and I'll usually do ones that I just have to listen to. And so it's something, don't get me wrong, but I can step it up. So that's what we're going to do every day this week. Is going to be to do the meditation and the visualization, which I believe is what's optimum for me right now, Monday through Friday. But I'm still very much taking care of my health, a little different because I can't exercise like I used to. I think at the end of this week, I'll start swimming. We do have a pool at the gym, and just until this knee is completely feeling better and I can get back on that. All right, and then lastly is going to be our relationship book study on Tuesday. We're both enjoying the book. Actually, we're using Audible. I say book study, okay, but we're using Audible, and I love Audible, by the way. And I've been doing some considering as I'm sharing some of this information with my girlfriend, and then it gives me an opportunity to relearn it, and where am I with all of this? And I've come to the realization, in my opinion, that there's 3 key books that I think should be foundational. And I believe I'm going to make these 3 books key and foundational to myself, but also anyone else that I'm sharing this information with. And the 3 books are, number 1 is by Jim Rohn, The Art of Exceptional Living. And I'd like to recommend that if you're new to personal development, if you're new to goal setting, if you're new to taking 100% responsibility for your life, I'd like to suggest that you start with Jim Rohn's The Art of Exceptional Living. You can find it on Audible. I believe Audible still gives you 30 days free. So you can get on it, try it out, see if you like it, see if it's worth the money each month. But The Art of Exceptional Living. The second one that I think is excellent and foundational is The One Thing. And The One Thing is probably the best book that I've come across on practical application. And I know practical application kind of thwarted me a bit, and I think that thwarts most humans, most people. It's like you get an idea, and learning about it, for a lot of people, learning is fun. Sometimes it's not. It's like, I did all that learning back in school. Well, guess what? Life is school, so get back on it. But for me, learning is great. I love learning. It's the practical application of the skills in real life that is challenging. It's challenging for me, and I think it's challenging for others too. I have found The One Thing to be the best book out there on practical application. And then number 3 is going to be The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I feel like that's going to be the third one. That's your turbocharger, right? Once you realize, number 1, how powerful you are, then number 2, you realize how to implement those actions in your life. And then number 3, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. That'll just supercharge you. So that's what we're going to focus on. I may be creating more around this later. Right now, I got to focus on my goals, and I want to share this with you, like I said, because it helps me to stay accountable, and hopefully you're playing along and you can stay accountable. My partner, my girlfriend, is a travel agent, so we're planning on putting on an event probably in 2023, where if people are watching these videos and you're vibing with me and we're interacting. I mean, my current accountability partner lives on the East Coast, and I've never met him in person. We met at a Tony Robbins virtual Date with Destiny, and we've stayed friends the whole entire time. And Monday mornings, with very few exceptions, we're on the phone, we're talking, we're sharing next week's goals, we share what we did last week, and we stay in the conversation. I'm a graduate of Landmark Education, and one of the things that they share with is staying in the conversation, keeping the conversation alive and going. And that's one of my goals here, is to be in this conversation with you and with myself, so that I can create the goals that I want. And hopefully you'll jump on board and you can start creating the goals that you want. And then once you get a little momentum, maybe we can meet up and start building this community, because it just seems like the world is so divided nowadays, and divided over, I don't know, to me it's stuff that if you just sat down and had an adult rational conversation, things could be worked out. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel. I feel like we're lacking good conversation from opposing points of view, which, by the way, are critical, guys. If you don't know this, sorry, I don't like that statement, but really, most people, when they talk to others, they're just looking for confirmation bias, right? So if people are telling you stuff and you're all, oh, I know, who cares about that stuff? You want to learn the stuff that you don't know and that you don't agree with. If you don't agree with something, you should probably lean into it, because that's where the learning comes from. We already know what we know, and that's all fine and dandy. But the truth is, it's what we don't know is what we want to learn. Anyway, wrapping it up today, blah, blah, blah. Must have been good coffee. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I hope you're watching the videos, but at the very least, thank you, YouTube, for allowing me to have this medium and put these videos out like somebody is watching, and help to keep me accountable, and hopefully we will meet. Thanks again. Have a great week. Love you guys. Take care.